Matchup of the ages, old versus new. Now, you guys know the drill already. I pick an old movie. Actually, it was picked kind of by other means, and we'll talk about that later. And then we match it up, and it's matched up with Terrence Malick's A Hidden Life. Song of Bernadette was made in 1943, and at the 1944 Oscars, it was nominated for 12 Oscars. It won 4, and that there movie poster you're looking at was made by Norman Rockwell. I do believe it's the only movie poster he ever created. I do know that the most expensive movie made in 1943 was Song of Bernadette, a $2 million budget. I was so thrilled when I watched this movie for the first time a week ago that Vincent Price was in this movie.
Who's that?
Vincent Price is the voice, the kind of the narrator in Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. You know, that laugh at the end?
Oh.
And he talks at the end. Anyway, growing up in the 80s, Vincent Price was the man. He kind of got into the horror section, and so he did Thriller. He died in 93. I remember that because that's the year I graduated high school. Anyway, I was so pumped to see Vincent Price in this movie. He was 32 years old in this movie. Look, it's the Song of Bernadette. It's about Saint Bernadette and Our Lady of Lourdes. There it is. All right.
Yeah, so it's her life.
So tell me about A Hidden Life.
All right. So a brand spanking new movie called A Hidden Life is another, you could call it a saint movie. It's about a real man who lived, Franz Jägerstätter. And if I pronounced it wrong, maybe John will correct me later. He faces this threat because his town in Austria is being overrun by Nazis and Hitler's taking over the world. And so people in his town are turning to swear oaths of loyalty to Hitler. And he has to make this decision for himself and his family. Is he gonna swear an oath of loyalty to Hitler? He doesn't at first, and then the movie kind of carries on from there. And it's a portrait. No, it's more than a portrait. It's showing his life, beautiful Austria countryside.
Beautiful.
And the consequences of just unabashedly sticking to the virtue of integrity and truth, and just like
love of Christ, not just integrity.
Uncompromising love of God and integrity. And I'm so glad I was forced to watch these. I'll just say that was great.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
John, I'm not saying you have to vote now, but if you had to vote, do you have
Yeah, I'll vote. I know.
No, you don't have to vote.
I won't vote now, but I already know which one I'm gonna. I will vote.
Okay.
It's these movies I hold them very dearly, as you'll find out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. So you didn't have a problem watching these?
I didn't rewatch them. Just now for this show, I will confess I've been very busy. They keep me busy.
It's so true.
I watched.
You didn't have to though.
No,
they're on your top 4 movies.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't have to. I've rewatched them recently.
I didn't know that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah, it's a
that's the next segment.
Let's
Don't go
restart
anywhere.
the show.
No. Okay. So, but you thought, okay. So, let's jump back into Song of Bernadette.
Yes.
Because you talked about this movie. You've talked about this movie before as we're doing things. And I'm just like, what are you talking about? Song of Bernadette.
Talk about that.
Yeah. And I finally got to watch it. And Jennifer Jones was amazing.
She was Bernadette?
She was Bernadette.
Yeah.
She was Bernadette.
So good.
She did this movie so well.
Yep.
She did this movie so well. She played such a great role as Saint Bernadette. And as the director said, she didn't just see the Blessed Virgin. She looked through her and saw her, because they did a lot of obviously auditions, right? Auditions, and who does this? And they were like, yeah, she's the one, because she really is like, we believe she's really looking at her. Anyway, because I've been to Lourdes, because I've been in the cold water that you get to go in. Have you been to Lourdes?
No.
Have you?
No, I would love to.
It was, so my oldest daughter, our oldest daughter, Britton, We were able to go in 2018. I stole that trip from my wife. I'm sorry, Allison. She was too pregnant to go. And she was supposed to go. So she and Britton were supposed to go on this trip to Lourdes. And then she was pregnant with Israel. And she was too pregnant to go. So I had to step in and go. It's hard. It's hard thing to do. So we went to Lourdes, went into the cold waters, saw the huge basilica. And so having done that and watching this movie, it was... this is something I believe every Catholic should see this movie.
Definitely. I agree with
and
that.
I can't believe that I'm 50. I waited until I was 50 years old to see this movie.
Look, John's going to have a lot of time to talk about these later. So I want to talk about Song of Bernadette. Is that okay?
Yeah.
You want to talk about Song of Bernadette?
Yeah.
Go.
Because I want to say some things about it that I love.
Great.
One of the opening lines from the nun who's teaching her catechism class is only through suffering can one attain the kingdom of God. Because one of the answers is they answer a question about Christ and said he was born in poverty. She says, you forgot the most important part.
Yeah.
And suffering. Because only through suffering. And I was thinking, like, why didn't they cut to a reaction shot of Bernadette? Because she's the most important person in that movie and in that room. And it stayed on the nun the whole time.
Yes.
I was like, why did they do that? And it wasn't until the end, which, please, for the love of movies, pause this video and do not spoil this movie for yourself. Guys, please.
Please. I'm begging you.
I'm begging you. I have to, please, pause it. I want this video to do so bad because everyone stopped watching at this point.
Just go watch the Song of Bernadette. Just go watch it.
So at the end, Bernadette becomes a nun, and this sister who was teaching her class in the beginning was really like digging into her on like, do this, do that. Like, you're not holy enough. You know, what do you know? Like, I do all these things. And then she, I'm probably going to do a bad job explaining this, but it was super beautiful because what happened was, she realized that Bernadette was dealing with a bone cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it? Yeah, it wasn't tuberculosis. Was it tuberculosis of the bone? It
was
something like that.
Yeah.
Like something
so
egregiously horrible, like painful. Like I can't imagine the pain. And Bernadette carried it with such grace.
Yeah.
Never once complaining.
Right.
And this nun witnesses that.
Yeah. And then that transformation.
And because the nun knows, like, saints, that's what a saint is.
Yeah.
Through suffering.
Yeah.
Then in like, just like that, the saint has this, the nun has this conversion and asks, like, gets on her knees in the chapel and says, begs God for mercy.
Best prayer movie ever shot.
Prayer movie?
Best prayer scene ever made. In my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really authentic. So like, there's stuff like that. It's not just a saint movie. It's like, oh, isn't that nice? And isn't that fluffy? And isn't that sweet? It has such deep meaning to it. Interestingly, like Bernadette, she reminds me of Snow White as a character. It's like, oh, graceful. But she's not naive, or she's not smart, but she's wise. She's wise beyond her years. She's simple. She just takes what God says and just like, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And how can I not say the truth?
Especially when Our Lady spoke to her, it was just like, look, this is what she said. And how she spoke to everybody who questioned her, I think that's part of the beauty of the movie that I liked is the actress who was 24 years old at the time that she played this role. She did such a great job of showing that kind of the passivity, not letting those words get to her, because people would really like, well, tell me this or tell me that, and she would just respond calmly.
Yeah,
matter of fact, just matter of fact. This is what Our Lady said.
Yeah, this is the truth.
Right. That was it.
Humble,
and it
very humble,
and it always deafened the hearer of like, oh, okay, well, there it is.
Yeah, and then any critiques I have on the film are like so small, like they're not fundamental critiques. It's just like filmmaking choices. So we can get into those later. One quote I just want to point out is, the message of Mary to her, which is, I can't promise happiness in this life, only in the next. And Bernadette several times just had to say, well, I could have this great life, but I know that's not for me, because Mary said to me, like, even healing. Like, why don't you go to the pool of healing?
It's not for me.
It's not for me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's powerful.
Public schools are out of control, and homeschooling isn't for everyone. But what about Catholic schools? Even many Catholic schools are drifting away from the faith. Is your Catholic school one of them? The next generation is at risk of forgetting their Catholic tradition and losing their faith. That's why we love the work of the St. John Henry Newman Institute. They help revitalize Catholic schools. They train leaders, give grants for schools in need, and build roadmaps to help schools transform their curriculums. The John Henry Newman Institute is the guide that Catholic schools need, and it's simple. At jhni.org, schools go through a simple application and assessment process and receive a tailored transformation plan so that their Catholic school can embrace tradition and teach the fullness of the faith. Whether you work at a Catholic school or just drop your child off there, make sure your school joins the John Henry Newman Institute network so that you can get peace of mind knowing that your Catholic school is really fully Catholic. Learn more and join us at jhni.org, accelerating the renewal of Catholic education. That's jhni.org, jhni.org.
Going to Hidden Life now, it's similar in the aspect of truth. You hang on to truth no matter what, right? And the integrity of the truth. And they're similar. Franz and Bernadette are just like, well, this is the truth.
Right.
How
That's
can
true.
everyone in the world be saying, well, in this instance, we're not going to look at the truth, but you should compromise the truth. It's like, this is the truth. How can I not do that? So what did you think about Hidden Life?
At first I was really frustrated with getting it started. Like, oh my goodness, why are they taking my critique to Hidden Life? At the end of the day, it's like, look, Franz was a baller. Like he did what he needed to do.
Definitely a baller.
And he proved it through his actions. And I did like how they portrayed him in his, at first he was like, okay, I'm not going to clap during the propaganda movie, right? And then he was like, no. When people would say Heil Hitler, he would say, phooey Hitler. Like, no.
Yeah, I loved that.
Like, oh, and people would be like, what? What'd you do? My critique is this. Talk about how he got to where he was to that point, that he got kicked out of a town, that he got, that he had sin in his life and struggled, but he never stopped. He never stopped believing and trying. That was, I felt like, man, for the first third of the movie, it was slow. The cinematography freaks me out. Just like, oh my goodness, hold the camera still. Jorg Jorgensen or whoever the cinematographer was. It was,
I think it was Jorger Jorgensen.
Yeah, Jorgen McJorgensen.
Yeah.
And which, I mean, he's better, DP than
Are we
Howard.
talking about Hidden Life in the top 4 later?
Yeah.
It's in the top 4. Okay, so I want to make sure you can speak about it as well. But yeah.
Well, I should be able to speak in this.
No, you can speak. I was like, hey, Tony.
Yeah, no, you're right, John. Chime in on either movie.
What didn't you like about A Hidden Life? What's the problem with it?
The problem is it started too slow. You should talk about his, he got kicked out of a town when he was younger. He had a child out of wedlock. Show the facts of his life, not just these slow, bizarro scenes of him and his wife with the weird camera angles and their hands are together and there were so many beautiful shots.
Here's how I would articulate.
He overdid it in the first third of the movie.
I thought as a story, like I step back and look at it, I'm saying it's great. Like soul stirring ending. Like, wow. Plot simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Effective. I would say individual scenes, it's almost like an exercise in attention and just like because of the style. I think the style is really hard to
Yes.
accept.
Yes.
A wide angle lens has a purpose and it should be used for an intentional purpose. A moving camera, if you keep moving,
Seriously.
I feel like I can never rest.
I didn't rest. No, I was like going bonkers because of that.
But also, I think the most critical flaw of that style, and it's a style thing, but I think it's a flaw, which is in conversations between people.
Yeah.
Do not jump cut. Don't keep jump cutting and just like they're talking and it's like, oh, now we're
Yeah.
wait, are they finishing a thought or that?
Right.
Like I felt like I was never understanding those characters' motivations. Here's how I'd put it. I wasn't transported into a film. I was appreciating a film from afar.
Amen.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more. None of that rings even slightly true to me. I think it was like completely just transporting, and it was almost perfectly done. And as far as it's about reality, it's not about entertaining me. It's not about making me feel good. It's not about keeping up with the rules of Hollywood so that I can buy my popcorn and watch the movie in 90 minutes. It was about...
It wasn't 90 minutes. It was like 5 times 90 minutes.
Yeah, it was. How long is your day? 24 hours. Like the movie...
You could have watched this 4 times.
What
Seriously, no, I
it
should've.
packs in those whatever, almost 3 hours, the value and the truth it packs, like there's no movie that can like it's packed more full with value, reality, beauty, just like presenting.
I think if
the
you
truth.
were editing that movie, if we gave you that movie to edit, you would have trimmed out a lot of the movie.
I would have
100%.
done a lot worse because I'm not nearly on the level
Terrence
of
Malick,
It took him
it
3 years to edit this.
it's
he's a master.
And it showed.
he's not at editing.
Right.
No,
he's not a good editor.
yes. Well,
The
maybe not
pacing,
he
the scenes,
himself.
it's a mess. He's going off of intuition, and it's as an audience,
No, it's not a mess. It's not a mess.
I struggle to follow it.
You can.
You didn't get it. You both.
No.
didn't get the
I
movie.
didn't get the style. The style stunk, and he should have.
No, that's subjective.
He should have
You didn't
spent 3
enjoy
more
it.
years editing because he didn't get it done.
we said it.
You
We
didn't
said-
enjoy it subjectively
No.
because your
We said
taste.
in the previous episode, every decision a filmmaker makes is intentional. Wide lens
Yeah.
means something. What does it mean? The close things are really big. The far things are tiny. Why would you do that with a family shot? It's like, oh, now your nose is enormous, but your daughter is a little doll. Like, it was like, why? And sometimes the framing would be like, my eyes are like up here in the top of the frame and I'm looking at someone's gut. And it's like, well, it's because we're moving and we're trying to get over
too much
here.
moving. Too much moving.
Okay, that's your problem with like that. That's
Yes,
your,
it's
because
style.
it takes the style takes away
no,
from
it doesn't. The movie's
whole,
so good that
There's no way.
yes,
There's no way.
it is.
We'll
It's more important. Like the important parts of the movie are just so you're bickering over
no,
these
look,
little things.
it
You
is
sound
a-
like
it
a
is a
DP.
bicker.
You sound like a DP. DPs don't watch movies well. Like that's not something they do well. Just see a DP.
How dare you call me a DP?
DPs reviewing movies, it's a mess. It's a disaster.
Okay,
They
well, I'm
focus
not a DP.
on inferior
I've heard
things.
some DPs pick apart movies the right way.
I would
haven't.
say Terrence, you need some people around you that
Yes.
critique what you do before you release it.
Okay.
Because I think as a story, the plot, like I think it could have been
Yes, that's
one
exactly
of the best
right.
I think
Yes.
you needed to cut it well.
He had the most beautiful shots that I've ever seen.
Some of the shots
individual
were incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then he blew it with other things. We're voting now.
No, we haven't talked about the good of the movie at all.
Well,
We're going to talk about it later, right?
yeah.
No,
we're gonna talk about it later.
This is a
If-
matchup of the ages. You talked about how good one was. You didn't talk anything about
This
how
is
good
why
life was.
I get to be the host, and we're going to talk about
this segment stuck.
No
bad
way. This
segment.
All right.
That was a bad
Let
segment.
me say something really good about
Not a
A Hidden
chance.
Life. When you get to the ending,
if you
I would
made
say,
it.
I would.
I
If you
almost
have,
didn't make
no,
it.
it's
if you
gonna
have
be a good-
taste and you're not just like, oh, let me watch a 90-minute
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
I don't want to watch it.
Most people are like me and Tony,
Yeah.
who watch movies.
All right.
And I would say at the end, it might be the best depiction of martyrdom I've seen.
It is. Well, yeah, apart from the greatest.
Like the way they get it
Yeah,
into, yeah, exactly. besides the passion, the way they get into his head at the last minutes, like really is going to stick with me.
Yeah. That was
And I'm asking myself, what would I do? The final meeting with him and his wife, crushing.
Yeah.
Like the ending is crushing in all the right ways. I wish I could get to that ending. Like,
yeah. The previous 2.5 hours was
It only
was
works because of that. That's what you're
no,
missing.
what I'm saying is if you edited the movie, you would have cut out a lot of the movie and made it better.
I know it. I know it. You would.
I'm hoping, like, I'm getting to the point that I wouldn't do that because that's a better editor.
I would say that we're going to talk more about this in the next segment. So we've got to vote. Cameron, vote.
And we'll change our votes later if we have better arguments.
Not going
but
to change my vote.
Song of Bernadette.
Easily Song of Bernadette.
The Song of Bernadette, yeah.
Okay, it's a sweep. Song of Bernadette nailed it. If you liked that clip, which I'm sure you did, then check out our other clips. And don't forget to go into the comments section and hype this bad boy. Don't make me get fat cardinal. Hype it now.